Welcome back to Momentous Struggle. This will be round 2 of the 2024 Adepticon's Frenemies event. This will be the match between Keith and Eduardo. Keith will be running Count Dooku and Darth Vader, and Eduardo is running Jedi Luke with Darth Vader. So a Vader off, for lack of a better way of putting it. Let's go ahead and jump into coverage. And we got the handshake going.
So honor is intact.
All right, and we're going to get our first activation. It is going to be Luke.
All right, everybody loves Luke Skywalker.
Right.
He was my daughter when she's a little bit younger. Like, love Luke. She'd always be like, which Star Wars do you want to watch? And she's like, the one with Luke.
Okay. We kind of run our own schedule, but whatever.
Right? We just want to see some games.
Hey, Aubrey, a lot of times on stream they just keep a separate schedule anyway because they're separated. I mean, we can find out if they're allowing us to just run our own clock.
Right, that's why I said.
Alrighty, so I think we might be pausing for a moment.
Are we starting and covering it ourselves or what?
Yeah. So yeah, we're just making sure that we can cover the time on our side since we're kind of separated. So we're at the far end of the hall, and then we have MCP right behind us. They have about 60 or no, they have like 90 tables set up for MCP, and then on the other side of the MCP is where Shatterpoint is. Okay. So yeah, so we're just kind of waiting, making sure that we're going to be good to go with all of that, because we want to make sure that everybody on this side, whoever's playing up here, can have that mission critical when that announcement happens.
Well, Taylor said he got word that we can start, it sounds like.
All right.
I think is what he's yelling about.
Yeah, so Taylor said... So we'll just run our own clock here so that we can get you guys having a game. I don't want to hold this up any longer. So, and as always, with this is a 2-hour round, and then at an hour and a half we go to Mission Critical. If you don't know what Mission Critical is, what that is when you get to that last half hour, after every player's activation, they automatically get a momentum token.
Oh, right.
So you could get multiple momentum tokens. If you get the momentum, and then you can get one for wounding somebody. If you don't go to your side, you get another one. So you could get like 3 momentum tokens in some cases, depending on how it goes. So, all right. So we reserved Luke, and he's going to go with Stormtroopers.
Interesting. We didn't see a reserve the entire first game.
No,
and
we
have
didn't.
The first activation here is like, okay.
So just going to assault tactics in there. And we have, if we need it. So yeah, they're going to pay a force assault tactics in there. They do suffer damage for this, but they perform a focus action. So if they can get close enough, the problem is I don't know if they're going to get close enough to really take advantage of that. They do have range 5. So they might be able to get to where they can pop a shot off at somebody, depending on where they go here.
I like that these have that versatility, though, that if you want to make a better shot with that free focus for taking the damage, but it's not like you have to take the damage to get the dash.
Right.
So it's like, we just move up. We're good. And then advancing. Moving on up.
So it looks like they're going to be at the low end of it, but they still will be contesting that particular objective.
Oh, and we can see now which we have that cross shape for our objectives here. So it looks like he's going to grab that, at least contest that middle one.
Right. So I think, yeah, he's going to be, it looks like they'll be contesting the middle one, and they'll be contesting the, and they still have that back point as well. So should have 2 points here. Of course, first player, first activation doesn't score on the Skoggle tracker at all. And now we will go back. Stormtrooper Sergeant is going to activate.
It's at the bottom of the screen, so he's going to move over.
I don't remember where that was.
I put the whole book together. So I just have a general idea of where it all is. So he has his exorbitable, inexorable.
That's a word.
That is a word. So it can basically do a full advance of a character, and then basically if you can of a support character. So basically it's just going to be the Stormtroopers, and I think it's each character in the unit can do a full advance, which is really awesome.
Really good.
So really getting those guys up the board there. Oh, but he reserved his sergeant. Interesting. Oh,
So
and he's
we
got
reserved
Vader
the
instead.
sergeant, and we got Vader instead. Look at that, 2 reserves are in a row.
Yeah, a lot of
crazy.
reserves going on compared to our first game.
So it looks like Vader.
This is
Where's
Vader
he?
2.
So this is
Emperor's Servant.
not the same Vader we saw in the first round, right?
That is not. No, this is the one that just came out. So not the one in the You Cannot Run box. This is the one in Fear and Deadman box is the name of Squad Pack.
I love that line. Have you ever read the comic that's from?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
This-
That was a great run. Was it Jason Aaron? Do you remember? Was he the writer for that?
I believe so, but
See,
I'm
I
so
like
bad
him
with
a lot.
remembering writers.
But yeah, just I'm surrounded by fear and a dead man. Like, oh, that's the Vader people love.
Yes.
Whew, it gives you chills.
Vader is undeniably strong, though. That is very, very true. Tater, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That $20 on Vader makes sense.
$20 on the Vader player.
So a ranged attack by Vader,
I was throwing that saber
throwing a saber.
into the Stormtroopers that advanced up. I'm
Correct.
guessing.
So we got 2 crits going through there. Defensive dice, a lot of failures again on the defensive side.
Those defense dice are so cold today.
Yeah, they're hurting.
It's pretty. Looks like a good roll from Vader. A fair bit of
Expertise.
experience, expertise.
Yeah, expertise. So yeah, I mean, but I think he's got 2, so it only turned into the 1 crit. But still, the 1 block, only blocking 1 really hurt. So it does block the 1 regular one it had. Still going 3 down the tree though.
Which is real good.
Successes.
Oh, 4 down.
4 down the tree. Yeah,
Oof.
that is brutal.
And he got an extra damage from that expertise as well. So he's doing what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, it depends on, no matter, I guess, 4
Either
is like,
5 or 7.
probably going to do 7. There's no reason to do the recovers
Yeah.
on this, so you're probably looking at
And that
2
would-
shoves.
With 7 damage, that'll. Oops. Oh, there'll be 1. There'll be 2 short because I'm sure they don't take any
Yep.
damage.
We to clarify cover. He took his hunker off, but it's ranged attack.
So we're checking over the cards now, see what he wants to do on the tree. Yeah, I feel like going just for damage right now makes sense.
Yeah, so it looks like, is it 7 or 8 damage jobbing?
That's a lot of recovery.
7 damage.
7
He's
damage
doing
total.
7
Yep.
damage.
So it should be, I believe, 2 shoves and a pin
Disarm
And a disarm.
and a disarm.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah. And so he didn't wound somebody. So since this is Emperor's Servant, you shuffle Vader back in now.
Oh!
So yeah. So
I
Vader.
forgot about that.
Yeah. So Vader is going to get shuffled back into the order deck, with the potential to draw him again.
That's real gross. Makes me feel bad.
It is.
Inside.
The first time I played against Vader, before we even refreshed the order deck, he had 4 activations.
So he can, if he does, so if you pull his card again and he doesn't wound somebody on that activation, he gets shuffled in again.
Correct. He just keeps on getting shuffled in.
What?
Yes, he keeps getting shuffled in again and again until he actually wounds somebody. And the thing is, you can.
Vader just flips on the other side.
Jeez.
Oh, and we got.
And that's what we got Vader over there. So yeah, we can just shift. I mean, the thing is like, and you can stop your tree anywhere you want. So and if you don't want to wound somebody, you can just. Okay, I'll just shuffle them back in and activate them again later. You can just make sure you're activating over and over again.
I don't have a lot of experience with the newest releases here. I haven't got to play against them or with them yet, so it's a lot of it's pretty new. I read through most of the cards at some point, But yeah, that's incredibly powerful. Especially when he has so many different statuses he can do with his attacks, because it looks like he can do all of them on that side.
Without a doubt, yeah, without a doubt.
Dang.
Did you start the clock?
All right, looks like we're moving up.
Why didn't you don't talk too much? Let them do the talk. Don't talk too much.
That Vader is moving up to the middle as well.
Well, just like, I would say don't talk to them too much. Some of the players are upset.
As far as I understand, it's the same version of Vader.
So far, all I've been doing is asking clarifying questions.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You kind of need to judge me. Like, they're not.
All right. We debating what to do with another action, I believe.
I'm basically being a judge over here right now, and I shouldn't be.
You just
So wait.
You just heal us too? Jeez. Looks like Vader's now throwing from the right. He's throwing his lightsaber at the other Vader.
So wait, and it's the.
Let's see. So,
But this is a
attacker-
different Vader. So this is so
He
now.
does have the other Vader.
Yeah, he's using Jedi Hunter.
I'm gonna get so confused this game. Just viewers, be ready for that. I'm gonna be like, what? So Jedi Hunter from the right side
Yes.
Vader. Both our players took their badges off and flipped them around.
So 4 total successes on that Vader attack.
Your defense dice need to.
Apparently, my
Wow.
defensive dice. We might need to talk to AMG and see if they have some additional dice we could use because my defense dice
They're just not showing up.
are just not showing up today.
He's doing at least 5 damage. I mean, I'd probably go with the expose.
That's usually in my view the best way to go because just expose is just so solid.
Especially on a primary,
Right.
on a jet, on Vader, getting rid of his expertise chart is
One gets you 2 blocks,
yeah, it's
or one
pretty
gets
good.
depend on if you're on his Gem So side. So
Damage total, 2 shoves and a pin.
2 shoves, a pin, and 8 damage total on this one here. So there's a lot of damage going through.
Yikes.
That was Vader on Vader action.
Yeah.
They're both 12, right?
They are both 12. Yep.
Okay.
So you're looking at 12 on both. They're both 12 durability, or 12 durability, 3 stamina.
Oh, stamina's MCP. All right. Well, and then he got 2 shows there, so that Vader's way back.
Yeah, just pushing them out. I mean, the thing is both Vaders have ways to just immediately, Vader, the Emperor's servant, has aggression, hate, anger, hate, aggression, which allows him to move forward for a force. So scores 2 points here. Basically, though, that one allows them to move forward and for a force. And the nice thing is this Vader, whenever he becomes, whenever you activate him, he refreshes a force.
Yeah.
So you can just do that all the time with Emperor's servant. So it looks like Dooku is the draw here. Going to use his tactic ability. Force Mastery side, so that is the one that has a better range attack. He has 8 range dice on this side compared to 6 on his Makashi side.
Yes, when he zaps you with the lightning.
Yeah, his Force Lightning is really good on
Everybody
this
loves
side.
Force Lightning.
Oh, and he moves Jango forward, so just getting ready to get Jango in the fight. So it makes sense to sit there and move Jango forward so you can start utilizing him, and he's not so fast as soon as you can get him up in the middle.
Oh, I have a lot of not great experiences going up against Not So Fast, because that Jango's Tim's favorite character, so that's all I played for a while. All I played into was Jango, and it was just stop it! Then I could never hurt him because those stinking droids are right there. They're like, no, hit me.
And then on top of that is his Beskar armor is got such a good expertise chart for his defense. It's
Yeah. He knows how to take a hit, that's for sure.
He does. So just reading through, like making sure that they're going to be able to take advantage. I think, yeah, he's making sure he's on the side that he wants to be on.
Right. There's a lot to double check with these cards. Making sure you're activating and triggering proper abilities and everything, and make sure you're on the right side of your stance card and all that. I gotta know how to read.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things that I've seen is players not remembering to sit there and be on the right side at the beginning of the game. So yeah, Force Lightning into Stormtroopers makes sense.
These Stormtroopers are getting beat
There
up.
is a crit, 2 failures.
A couple failures.
Force Lightning, so this is going to be a hit, a strike, and a damage off of that 1 expertise.
It's a great one expertise for a crit
damage.
and a damage.
Well, not a crit, no, just a regular strike. But yeah.
I was looking at the wrong Force Lightning.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I was
he
looking
up
at the
for
wrong
it?
one.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, because he had 8 dice for it.
Yep, crit and a damage. 3 failures again.
Nice.
I think collectively anybody on stream is going to sit there and buy me new dice because of like how bad they're rolling.
They're so bad. They're like 50% failures
Right.
so far, which is.
Maybe it's not just me. Now I feel kind of better now with all the people that I play.
Did you just misunderstand how to bake your dice?
Well, apparently.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to put it the other way.
2 go through.
Only 2? Let's see better than that.
There.
So let's see. He's got at least 2 damage. I'm sure he's going to go 2 damage, a damage, and a disarm, right?
They are cloning the heck out of those out of Vaders for sure.
Everybody wants Vader. He's waiting. I'm sure at some point we'll get Darth Vader before he got, like, mechanized.
I would hope so.
Darth Vader with a blue lightsaber.
Yes.
He'll be
The
Darth
youngling
Vader,
killer.
Youngling Slayer. I'm not usually the biggest fan of that as a joke, but
Right.
here I feel like it's a little
It might work here. It
just
works.
acknowledging the awful atrocities he committed.
Yes.
Yeah, because we don't need the. Oh, he might. He might be able to get in range to recover his own Vader with that.
He might. Well, he did get in range to flip the point.
No, I'm confused. So how did he-
That's why. So he wounded the Stormtrooper, so now he was able to get over in range to flip that center point. Because if you don't know, if you're not on the same elevation, being a elevation higher is not going to make a difference. It's just either you're on the same elevation or not. And now we have Luke getting activated out of reserve.
I'm not even going to bother flipping through here.
Should be.
It's one of those things that I'm sure makes sense to you, but I don't know it yet.
Yeah. Right there.
There he is.
So yeah, Return of the Jedi is his activate tactics ability that activates on his activation. So he does jump and refresh the force. So he also.
I love that he jumps.
Yep. That's the thing with both of these, with Luke and Vader. They both refresh the force on activation. So it's like, yes, they come with less force. They for 7 points than normal, but they're always refreshing the force. And with Vader, it's like, oh, you just refresh, like you're throwing them back in the deck anyway, so you're always refreshing
Right,
force.
yeah, especially that Vader effectively has a lot more than 3 force.
Right.
Too bad he's not a Mandalorian. Isn't he not a Mandalorian? Didn't he steal the armor?
It depends on like which canon you're looking at, because
Right.
like half of it says yes, half of it says no. I think he is. It's just that the Mandalorians are unwilling to accept him
I
as a
thought
Mandalorian.
he was like a foundling, is
Yeah.
he even a foundling? Because I thought it was like legit. He just stole their stuff.
No,
as a bounty hunter.
and that, like I said, it really kind of depends on what you're reading. So he was a foundling from that I remember. It's just that he's not acknowledged by Mandalorians. It's the way that I understood it. But like, yeah, I'm sure that can just make chat blow up.
Right. That's what I'm trying to do. Because I know Boba Fett's story originally was that he stole the Mandalorian armor
Yeah.
from, like, he just got it, but, you know.
So we are back to 0. They are not scoring points here at all. They're like
Really?
1 point.
You say Luke looks awesome standing up on top of the gantry.
He's just
there.
owning everything, yeah.
Such a good pose they put him in for that many.
And I like how that and the Vader kind of like can work together as minis. Like he's blocking perfectly as Vader's
Yes.
coming down.
Well, when they had the reveal last year at Adepticon, when they had that image of like their silhouettes with the twin suns behind them, it was just like, oh, that's so like peak Star Wars right there.
Yep. Yes. Very, very iconic for sure.
But why is Grievous tagged as a droid? I mean, he's mostly droid.
Yes, he is mostly
Isn't
droid.
Vader also tagged as a droid?
I don't know. I
Am
don't
making
believe he is.
that up? No, he's not. What am I thinking? He was one of those things I kind of thought it would be funny if he was.
Well, I mean, there was that iconic line, he's mostly machine than man.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Stormtrooper Sergeant is coming out of reserve, which will allow for finally the activated ability that I was tactic ability that I was talking about before, where he can do the full advance of his supporting units. So you have both of those Stormtroopers just flying forward.
I love abilities that allow people to advance.
Yeah,
Like,
a full advance instead of just a dash is amazing.
it's a huge difference. There's so much more ground covered.
Right.
He's like, get over there, and they're like, sir, and just run. Alright, talking through some things.
And this is still a young game. Yeah, so now he's moving. And like I said, the thing to keep in mind is this is still a new game. Players are still finding their way through the rules of the game. So there's going to be a little bit of how did this work? And I mean, we saw that in our first match where it was the Jango's not so fast. It was how it was interpreted by the player versus how it was actually being played was a little bit different. So no attacks. Yeah, no attack. Yeah, no attacks at all. Just kind of moved on and took the point, which makes sense. I think with each person just getting 1 point each, it makes sense to sit there and try and get those points and make a move to try and break that parity.
It's a lot of first activations.
Yep.
Stormtrooper Sergeant.
All right, another Stormtrooper Sergeant. Let's do. Which is going to be really interesting here because you have those Stormtroopers, and it's a global ability, so you don't have they don't have to be within a certain range, so they can still move all those Stormtroopers wherever they want all over the board.
I like ones that don't have range. Don't have to worry about remembering what the range is.
Yes.
Take time to measure it. Like, no, just go. Move. Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what the big difference for like people that have started out playing all droids teams. When you had Kraken and Kalani, like you had to make sure you kept Kalani within a certain range, but Kraken is like, nope, they can be on the other side of the board, and I just want to move them.
That's why I just play Republic. All I have to remember is coordinated fire, really.
Yes.
And when I forget that, I'm like, no, that's a huge waste to not use that ability.
Yeah, especially if you'd forget to use it in the very next turn, your clones get wounded.
Always, because they're not defensive at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, they're wounded again. Nuts. Boush are considered to be reptilian.
Yes, he did go through a lot of augmentation.
There's not much of them left.
No.
Those guys, those other Stormtroopers moved up. Where's the sergeant? Is he up on top there?
The Stormtrooper Sergeant is on the top of the garage, and he has the two Stormtroopers kind of by that tower, that high ground tower in the center of the board.
Nice. That orange shoulder pad really helps.
You're right.
Just figure out where. So now that sergeant is advancing.
And let me see here.
Take a shot at that MagnaGuard probably.
Yeah, let's see if the overhead shot might give us a little bit better of a view, because Stormtrooper Sergeant is up on top. It doesn't look like he's in range 2, but he is going to go ahead and just do his defensive maneuver to get within range of that one spot now. So now he can go ahead and flip that.
There you go. Gotta get them points.
So he should be scoring 2 now as well.
Oh,
So did it end on 0?
No, it ended on his side.
Oh, still stayed on the other opponent's side.
Looks like it's on 1 on left side.
So right now he's going to be scoring. He's got 1 scoring, looking at scoring 3. If he can flip that 1 point, that would get him to 4, which would get him right against his momentum. There is a potential, so he could score 1, 2, 3, 4, and get him and get a momentum by wounding somebody. Could potentially end the struggle 1 right here, which would be a very fast end.
That
to
would
it.
be incredibly fast. Yeah, that'd be.
So it looks like
pro play if you could pull that off.
Now you guys have moved up, and now that objective is.
Yep. So he has the MagnaGuards there.
Attacking the Stormtrooper Sergeant on the very top objective.
3 or 2 blocks. Those failures again. Expertise with Magnus is going to turn into another crit. So only going 2 down the chart. It's not going to.
They have a lot of pushes though, don't they? That's all he really needs. He just needs
Yeah,
to
they have push. So they are going to do some amazing things here. Right here. So so they'll have push and do 3 damage. Yep.
Yeah, that's all they really need.
Or shove, I should say. But yep. So that gets him off the point. Definitely flips the point. Which
now he's got it by himself.
So he's got the 4 points. It won't win the struggle, but it's going to be an uphill battle to try and get out of this struggle 1 for sure.
Yeah. He's definitely player on the left. I think his name is Keith. Is definitely putting on a aggressive show here in the first few activations.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Whenever I play aggressive, it just
backfires.
Tim's like, oh, you put your guy up there too fast. Now he's dead.
Right.
Like, oh, come on. I should have rolled better. What do we got next? Oh, did we get a shatter point?
Yeah, we did get the shatter point card popping up.
Is his name Charles? Is it Keith and Charles?
I believe it's Charles, yeah.
Thinking about shatter point's always a tough call. Who are you going to activate with your shatter point?
Yes.
Right? Like that's decides so much. Remember there was one game we were streaming that I activated like the 501st with it? And Tim just looked at me like, what are you doing? And then I ended up like, the plan actually worked and he was like, I don't think I'd ever activate a support with a shatter point, but that actually worked. And I was like, right? That was crazy.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it can.
It was one of those things where I think I was able to move both of them to points to score enough that round or something like that. It's just one of those things like not activating a primary with it seems almost foolish, but it doesn't mean you have to every time.
So he's going to shatter point Luke.
Oh, nice shatter point. I see. He dropped down. He's way down by the bottom objective now, attacking Keith's Sergeant.
Pretty decent roll there. A lot of expertise, but he's at 1 crit and 2 strikes.
3 out of 4 failures.
3 out of 4.
I'm gonna go upstairs and get my dice. Your dice cannot be trusted.
I mean, to be fair, everybody's using my dice, so it's like at least
it's just universally
it's
bad.
just universally bad.
Everybody's suffering.
I think it makes for great entertaining. 4 down the tree. It makes entertaining because you get to see a lot of people just getting wounded. So
right?
yeah,
it's more like Star Wars. Luke goes up with a lightsaber. That sergeant doesn't have any power weapon, so yeah, he's just going to cut through him. No problem.
Exactly.
And with 4 successes on the tree, I'm pretty sure he can wound this guy. Maybe 7 damage. Woo!
7 damage by Luke.
Double checking what else he's going to do here. So 7 damage on there, Sergeant.
A disarm. And Luke's going to reposition. So disarm
so good.
basically turns off the expertise for them and
moves up
and then moves up top, gets that. We'll go ahead and flip that point. So he'll score 2 here, which will give him another momentum once this ends, because he's still not going to get to the other side of the board.
Yeah, I think that'll be this next activation, unless something goes horribly wrong. I think Keith's going to get this struggle.
He should. So he moves to.
He's only got to score 3.
Yeah, and he's already got 3 points.
Scoring 2, getting it.
Yep. But he is gonna. He's already controls 3 points.
Let's see
so
who he flips.
Yep.
It's Shatterpoint.
Shatterpoint.
So, yeah.
All right, where's the air horn?
Right.
So no, it's an interesting decision here. So
Right, a little confetti gun.
So yeah,
Shatterpoint.
what I would do, he's going to shuffle, and this is the right play I think here is that you shuffle, pay the force, shuffle the Shatterpoint back in because he's going to win this struggle anyway, at this point. So you want to save that Shatterpoint for the next.
That's a great call.
Yeah,
that is a really good call.
I didn't want to say anything before he actually made the decision, but I think that was the best play right there.
See, I wouldn't have thought of that because I'd just be like, oh, Shatterpoint.
Right.
Why would I ever put that back? But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's gonna win the struggle.
Looks
You want
like
to
he
save
got
that for next round.
Jango instead.
Yeah. So he ended up pulling Jango. Which, I mean, and again, that's a great position for the next round because now you're getting Jango up to where he is going to be in not so fast range also.
All over the place. So Keith has the Shatterpoint back in the deck. He has Vader's card in there again.
Right.
So he's in a really
He has
good
Vader
spot.
and Shatterpoint in that deck still.
Yeah.
So it's like he's got very, very good activations to come in the next couple of, and Jango's shooting into Vader. It's like he's in, as far as the cards remaining in his deck, he's in a great position.
Yes, for real. Because even if he doesn't, even activating Dooku again with that Shatterpoint could
Right.
be huge in the second mission.
Right.
Second struggle. Whichever one. Gotta get that vernacular.
A lot of failures coming up
Not a
on
great
this.
shot from Jango.
Yeah, really just
Jango's real lucky Vader doesn't have deflect.
right.
Looks like.
But so the funny thing is so like even with the great blocks that he has here, everything is crits. So all the crits are going through on Jango. So just 2 down the tree though. I know my
Do you have it like primaries and secondaries?
yeah
and
primaries.
support?
So it's primaries and secondaries and supports.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
3 damage and a strain. So
He
it's
didn't have any choices there with 2
Nope.
successes, but still strain on Vader's huge.
right.
That's a big deal.
And this is not Emperor's Servant Vader, so it's like, yeah, you definitely want to, I guess you can shake it, and a pin always, and he's pinned because he did the his capture wire.
Yeah. That's.
So he did his capture wire, so he's pinned, strained.
He didn't pull him very far because of the box.
Yeah, so there's blocking terrain that you can see, so he pulled him right into that blocking terrain. But really what you're doing is you're giving him that pin because now Vader with a pin and a strain really can't, it is crippling him in his ability to do what Vader really wants to do.
Right, yeah, Keith is really setting himself up for success in this next
Very much so.
Next struggle by stacking the statuses on a high power character like that.
Without a doubt. I mean, but we are getting, and now he's going to jetpack. So he's utilizing a lot of force, but we're most of the way through. And like once you get to the point where it's like, oh, I'm just running Vader over and over again, you're refreshing that one force to do what your anger, hate, aggression that you want to do with Vader anyway. And yep, that was the end of struggle 1. Yep.
Wow, that was fast.
It was. This was.
It was what, 4 activations, if that?
I think so. Yeah, looking like 4 or 5. So yeah, it's
That's nuts.
and now they're choosing their which ones they're going to activate. And as you can see, so these are the ones that are kind of all over the place. So we have the very top and to the left, the bottom center, and then the middle one on the right-hand side.
The zigzag.
Exactly, the zigzag is kind of where we're at with this one.
They set it up like a V. V for victory. For Darth Vader.
V for Vader.
Oh, there you go. V for Vader. Ba-ba-ba. Charles has
And now
some
rolling for this.
ground to make up.
Yes.
So it looks like we're at the bottom of the V. The crux of the V is our primary objective, which he currently has with Luke. So he's in a decent spot to start.
Yep. So the priority is down at the bottom there. So 2 points off the bat, and that's I think that the nice catch-up mechanic of this game.
He'll be able to easily score 3 depending on who he draws. He really doesn't want Boush or
So yeah, now we have Lando and R2 that have popped up, which is really great to be able to do this. So they have their mingle ability. So since there's no enemy characters, they're still in the back. They get a full advance from their, if they decide to use that activation ability or that active ability. It does cost 1 force, but it does get them like right there up on that point, which is really nice. And then moving, so he's got moving both Lando and moving both Lando and R2-D2 up on the top gantry over there. Yep, using that mingling ability, mingle ability.
Just mingle on in there. You don't notice me. I'm just a serving droid.
Right.
I love that they made that choice with this model. That made me so happy when they showed it.
Yeah, so when the alternate sculpt, that's a sculpt, but alternate ability to sit there. And I like that they did that with a lot of the models where they had like the Mandalorians, they could have the helmet or without the helmet for like Bo and Gar.
And now advancing. I always go helmet though. If you're going into battle, you should have your helmet on.
Exactly.
It'd be crazy not to, especially when your helmet's a Beskar.
Right.
Why wouldn't you be wearing that unless you're dumb? R2's quick.
He's got his rocket packs going today.
Oh, I can't wait to see Chopper. I want to know what Chopper does because he's a maniac.
Right? He is a crazy droid, man. So I'm super excited to start seeing those. I mean, but like, and going into Jango. I mean, all the cards that they like has been spoiling. Like, so we finally, I think we have every card that we were like from last year's Adepticon finally spoiled because they just spoiled Din Djarin from Mandalorian's card. He does look amazing.
His disintegration rifle, what is it? 4 expertise is just straight up 5 damage.
Right.
What? That sounds terrible to get hit by.
Right.
All right, we got a bunch of expertise.
So 2 failures, 2 expertise, and a block.
I missed who this was going into. You said Jango. Right?
This is going into Jango. So the nice thing,
there.
Jango has a really good expertise chart though for defense.
1 damage in the pool, 1 6.
So yeah, so because he does 1 turn,
Lots of blocks.
lots of,
Okay, so 3 damage total.
very good.
One success went through, so he's got that double damage. Watchful eye.
This.
That's a good point. Didn't help Jango going into battle with his helmet. All right, fair. But helmets don't help against Jedi.
Beskar doesn't stop lightsabers, okay? Yeah, we understand.
It does. He just went between the
That-
Beskar,
yeah, he did,
right?
yeah, right.
He's so good. He was just like the weak spot in the neck and armpits, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Now I'm mixing franchises here. It works well enough. All right, we're getting some measurement from Jango. Oh, we got the Shatterpoint card back for Keith. He had it in reserve he's using. I think he's measuring from Jango there. Might be activating Jango again, which is interesting. Not one of the primaries, if that's what's happening.
Okay.
Keith's a careful player, but clearly knows what he's doing.
You can't. So,
Looks like it's 2 on Charles' side right now.
so he passed the turn without doing Lando's attack. Don't you get 2 attacks with one with
So
R2-D2?
2 different levels, yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't do a second attack action. He just, and I don't think that's a must. I think
No.
you can elect not
Yeah.
to. So
If it's a choice, yeah, we're not gonna say
yeah,
it.
we was
We're gonna talk like quiet like.
yeah. And unfortunately, yeah,
Because that could make a difference.
I think it could have, going because that was a missed opportunity into Jango again.
So whoever's checking out to make sure it's not like if they both all just do it, then
I mean, that's
it happen.
I mean, it's yeah. Oh my goodness, 4 failures.
Yeah, okay. 4 out of 5 failures? Jeez. That's rough.
Just brutal.
This is me.
Yeah. So it is a May ability. So it's like he just He just missed that attack, unfortunately.
It's a great roll from Jango, too, to add insult to injury. It looks like he's got 5 going through. Or no, those are expertise.
Those are expertise, but...
Oh, I pulled it off too soon there. The pen.
But Jango's expertise at range is amazing.
Oh,
Two turns into 2 crits.
So he would have changed him. So 3 spaces. So he's got at least 3 damage, strain.
And then it's either another capture wire or jetpack, or I mean, like if you're going to use a jetpack, you might as well just go with the other option, which is a jump and 2 damage. But it's a matter of capture wire is great because of that pin.
5 damage and a jump.
5 damage. So he did with the 5 damage strain and jump.
To go contest with Luke.
Yeah.
He's getting captured.
Now he's
And then capture wire Luke's off the point.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, he really knows how to play Jango.
Yes.
For real.
Yeah. And that pins Luke after that as well.
The capture wire is one of the better abilities in the game.
Oh, without a doubt.
Just because movement and placement is so objective, is so important.
Yep.
Back to 0, so they both gain a momentum.
Yep. I mean, and that's one of the crazy things about like just that and this ability, that diceless displacement, and then you add in like Mauls as well. Mauls is just gross because it gives that exposed as soon as you pull in. So, like those, I think are the 2 best displacements that are in the game right now. Force push is great, but it's like so hard to get that for free.
And you really have to set it up more when you're pushing away.
Yep.
And it's usually expensive.
Sorry, bounty hunter.
Boush.
So Boush, whatever you want to call her, she is up.
Yeah, no, they never actually say it anywhere.
No.
I like to say Boush just because that sounds like fun.
It does.
Boush.
And she has the fan out ability. Yep.
Another unranged one, just reposition. Okay.
Just a reposition. Just anywhere you want to go.
Looks like she's...
So I think that's her reposition off of her tactics ability.
Looks like she's doing it to herself.
Yeah.
Might as well. We're gonna advance, I assume, up the ladder. Yep. Yep.
Yep. Now the only way to flip that point back.
I mean, she could push. I don't know if push would get Jango off the walkway or not.
The shove would be kind of depends on the position.
Yeah.
It might be
From
able
where
to.
she is, I don't know. Those boxes might be in the way too much.
They might be able to push the other way, but I don't know if it can do it enough to get them off.
And she'd have to get 2 successes in melee.
Yeah, because it's
Which she's
he might be right up
a
against
little
that box.
better at range.
Yeah. So yep, going into Jango. And paying a force for that fearless and inventive. So before dice are rolled, they could basically use that ability. They add 2 dice, and then so they can basically just add 2 dice. So they're paying a force to add 2 dice, which is basically amazing.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely worth it. Especially with Luke in the deck, refreshing.
But wait, I don't know if that add 2 dice to the attack roll for each character, enemy character, other than the target that is not wounded. I don't think that makes any sense because it's other than the target character, so it doesn't count the target character. So it doesn't make sense to do this because he's not adding any dice.
Yeah, I think Aubrey was just helping make saying
give
no, the
clarification.
sergeant's not engaged either because he's at a different elevation.
Correct, and you can't be engaged with him. Yep.
All right, decent attack roll there. Another 3 out of 5 failures. Every roll. I feel like a broken record, but it happens every time.
Yeah, these.
Looks like just 1 crit, so just a damage and a pin.
So it doesn't get any. And he needed 2 to get to the shove.
Yeah. And he's just plinking away at Jango, but that's not really helping
Not
him right now.
quite enough. Yeah, it needs a little bit more. All right, and who did? Looks like he got the Shatterpoint card. Oh, did they end on 0? Yeah, they ended on 0, so they got their momentum.
And Keith's flipping. It should be. Oh, he's gonna determine place.
If it doesn't move and it's already on 0, it's
Yeah.
And we got Vader again for Keith. Be back.
Did he get Vader? Yeah, he got Vader
Yeah.
again.
This could be nasty.
Now, and here's the crazy part. So let's say he has Vader now and he still has the Shatterpoint in the deck, right? Oh, no, did he Shatterpoint already? Yeah, he shuffled the
'cause
Shatterpoint
he
in.
used
So,
it to activate
let's say he
Jango.
goes to Vader and he does it and he actually wounds somebody. Vader will go into the reserve or into the discard pile. He can Shatterpoint, activate Vader with the with Shatterpoint. If he doesn't wound, then he shuffles Vader in again
What?
because it was an.
What?
There are some broken things that you can just do with this Vader. So he could even put him in, he could wound somebody here and still have you in the future in that order deck be able to bring him back into his order deck.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I've kind of lost track of who hasn't gone yet, I think.
And it's a little more difficult with Vader because he's able to shuffle himself in because he's already refreshing his deck and Wasn't still has his multiple cards in his deck because of multiple Vader activations.
Right.
So you don't have the parity of.
getting clarification on how much force got used.
Got it.
All right, here we go. Looks like he's grabbing dice already. He's just going after. Probably throwing his lightsaber at somebody.
Looks that way.
Who's he going after?
Aubrey. Who was he attacking?
Lando.
We're going into R2 with a range attack. Makes
Throwing his
sense.
saber up through the wall or through the floor.
Yeah, that's a lot of people have issues with that one because of like how it goes through. And this is Emperor's Servant, so it's this. So 2 successes. Okay.
Which Vader?
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it's actually a decent defense roll.
Yep.
Not
2
sure what
expertise.
their
Unfortunately, expertise on supports are not the greatest, but it should hopefully get at least 1 block in there.
Yep. So looks like 2 blocks.
2
so
blocks.
3 spaces on Vader.
Yeah, 3 down the tree. And he's on the Xian side or Demso? Xian. Okay. So a couple of different options here. You can do 2 shoves and a pin, or a shove, a recover, and an expose.
And he's doing.
And no matter what, he's going to do 4
5 damage.
4. Or
He
3.
got an expertise.
Oh, he got an
too.
expertise too, so 5 damage, yeah.
Looks like we're going with a shove.
Yeah, that's on his first step, so he's automatically going to get the 1
Wait,
shove.
he could get 2 shoves.
Okay, so he's doing an expose. Yep, the top side.
Nice. So 5 damage. Cover is nice because he took some damage before.
Yes,
You gotta love expose.
it's so good. Just being able to turn off that expertise chart on your defense is just unbelievably good. And advancing back to that back point.
Tactical retreat.
Yep, being accidentally tactical is the name of the game in my opinion.
Love accidental tactics. Oh, it's my favorite kind of tactics.
Yep. Because, like, I don't know if I showed you one of our logos where we actually have our podcast with.
Accidentally tactical.
Yep.
I love that.
And Vader wounded Bar2D2. He won't shuffle back in, but again, there's the option where if he doesn't shuffle back in, when he gets Shatterpointed, it might get shuffled back in. So
Wow, okay.
it will be interesting to see what happens.
Got reserved, and if you're activating Stormtrooper
Stormtrooper Sergeant.
You can even tell they're being called for.
I think that was a judge call at X-Wing. Oh, it's right behind us. The MCP games behind us are calling for judges. That's why it's so loud.
Yeah, when you got hundreds of people in the room, it's a little confusing at times. Alrighty, so what do we get on Charles' side? Looks like Stormtroopers.
But this is looking pretty close to a two-struggle game. Like it's just a steamroll. It's like crazy.
Yeah, Keith is positioning really well and dealing out the damage.
And the Stormtrooper tactic ability, or he's using the tactic ability on the Stormtroopers from the Stormtrooper Sergeant. Kind of a tactical retreat right here.
Not a bad move. Got to get those points. They're sitting right in the middle right now. Right? Oh no, it's on 3 on Keith's side. Oh.
Yeah,
oh,
no, it's
I missed that.
Yeah, it is on the 3 on Keith's side.
That's why you're saying it looks like it's going to be second struggle now.
Talia, this is Dan Cole.
I was just going to say, hey, name buddies, hi.
Yeah, this is Dan. He is from Professional Casual. That Talia is Aubrey's significant other.
Oh.
Aubrey says hi. He is standing next to the table, Talia, so he will be back on after this, and I will be table side to relay next round.
Yeah, we got kind of, Tim set up a bit of a rotation between us here and people with Crisis Protocol. This is Shatterpoint.
This is
I think I'm
Shatterpoint.
moving over to Crisis Protocol next. I'm kind of hopscotching around.
Yeah, I think they're going to, depending on how the weekend goes, I think Tim might want me over there to help out with commentary too, to give other people breaks. So I might be jumping over the MCP side. You never know.
Yeah, because Danny's commenting over there with Tim right now, but she's also going to be doing interviews with vendors and stuff that we're going to post later, which is really exciting.
Nice.
She's got a microphone. She's going to go up to people and be like, who would you like to throw wet spaghetti at? I think she changed that question, but she's going to ask people, who would win the thumb wrestle, Winter Soldier or Black Widow?
Which arm is Winter Soldier using?
That's the correct response. You have to ask that question, or else you don't know. Because if
Exactly.
he uses his robot arm, he's going to win.
Exactly.
If he doesn't, he's probably going to lose.
Exactly. All right, big
Let's
attack
talk
coming
about
in
other
here.
Stuff. What do we have going on?
So 1 crit.
Sergeant is attacking my
That is amazing.
Sergeant shooting MagnaGuards.
That turned in. There we go. He flipped it back. Okay.
All right, MagnaGuards have decent expertise, I think.
They do
4 blocks total.
4 blocks those, but he has 2 expertise.
He hasn't
that-
activated his expertise
I mean,
yet.
he has not.
Because
A crit.
attackers do that second, so
Crit.
good. So looks like 2 crits through.
No, just a regular crit, and I think it was a damage. I think on that side. So blocking 4.
What's in total? He's
yeah.
got 2 crits.
2
at the
successes.
end. So he's got 2 spaces there. Onto the MagnaGuards. So he's got damage and a recover, and then I think he said he's doing damage and expose.
But that does his Stormtrooper Sergeant's crazy because he puts 2 damage, recover, expose, and he got some pin right from the expertise. Yeah. So yeah.
Auto pin with an expertise is dope.
Right.
That's real good.
Very, very good. That I like a lot of these guys have some really cool stuff on their expertise chart.
And looks like it moved 1 space. So Keith scores 3 points this activation he wins.
3 points or
He's got Stormtroopers.
or 2 in a momentum. So yeah, there's he's got.
He's
and who
got
has who?
Stormtroopers, so he's probably not going to get a momentum here.
Stormtroopers. Oh, he must have already used that Shatterpoint card.
Yeah, he used it on Jango,
That's okay.
which was a great move at the time.
It was.
But yeah, so he's got to score 3. I'm not sure how many he's on right now. I think he only has to take 1 back.
Well, it depends on what the priority is
You
and
rolled
where the
the
priority is
block.
at. It's at the bottom. Oh, yeah, so he would have to take that bottom one back in order to get there.
He's got two Stormtroopers to do it with. I don't
He
think they're
does.
anywhere near it, though.
His Stormtroopers are at the bottom underneath. So here, let me go to... switch our camera views here again.
Yeah.
So if we switch our camera view over, you can see them.
Stormtroopers are focusing and shooting at
Yeah, because they're right underneath where that.
Oh, so they're
is.
focusing and shooting at Boush?
Yeah.
I can do hand acting.
So if they wound her, they'll get that spot.
That is a
right?
lot of expertise.
Whoa, I don't think they want that. They get what, like 2 hits out of that?
Yeah, it's not going to be that much. It's not going to be that great. So it's, it's.
Oh, it's actually.
Well, it's 1, 2 is going to. So it's.
You got 3 or 4? Oh, he took the dice. Oh, never mind. It's a wash.
But it's a damage a pin and a crit. So I mean, there is some stuff happening.
That's actually a pretty good expertise chart.
So,
That's
yeah.
better than I thought it was going to
So I mean, even so, it's like two damage and a pin,
2 damage.
But he's got another one to shoot as well.
and he does as long as he remembers. Which,
Yeah.
there's a crit, 3 expertise.
He already has the bottom point. Boush couldn't flip it. That's right.
So that was 2 points there. I think he still has to win this.
Fantastic roll for that
Yeah.
Stormtrooper.
So 3 successes.
Free throw.
So he's probably.
Of course, we're going to start with 2 damage for the expertise.
He's already pinned. Yeah.
Already
so
pinned
2
damage.
right away from that.
2, 3, 4. Well, it looks like probably 5 damage unless he goes to the recover route, which I doubt he would here.
Yeah.
So you go 5 damage, a strain, and then a push or shove.
That should.
I would
Is that gonna wound her?
Gets her, pushes her down either way.
Yeah.
I mean, but he already had that point. So he's scoring 2 there. He has another point that
I
takes
see
him
3.
to 3.
He's got it.
I
That's
think
2.
he just blinched. 5 damage and an expose. Oh, okay. Did he go 4 down?
Right? I thought I saw him move at 3 spaces. There's the handshake.
Yeah,
Yep,
there it is. That's game. That was a
all
quick
key.
one.
Wow.
That was fast.
Alright, we got our prize wall cards to hand out to our players. A bonus point to Keith for winning it.
And thank you for watching the round 2 coverage from Adepticon's Frenemies event. As we want to congratulate Keith on his well-played victory. And we will be moving on to additional round coverage in other videos. If you want to help support the channel, by all means, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment in regards to the coverage that you have seen below, the video that you watched. That way we can know exactly what you're thinking, see if there's ways to improve, let us know what you think. We do appreciate any and all feedback given to us by members of the community. As always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.